So you watched it, huh? So we know that.
I mean, a lot of people did at that age, man. That was a thing. That was a
right.
cool thing. And then you got to age 17, you're like, this
You're
stuff
like,
is
why am I
stupid.
doing this with my life? All right. Anyway, so there you go. There's another image again. Facebook.com/HoNcast. Like the page as well as give your take on what hotel you think it's going to be at. All right, so we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and let them know we are good. Good luck. Have fun. I think we're just waiting on one player now. And Storyfighter still AFK, but once he gets back, we'll be good to go for game number 2. So again, it was definitely fun to see once again that Warby Suicide. It seems like that does have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
If you can work with it. I mean, the fact that he gets that level battle or the early leveled up battle cry and can just spam that early on, man. I mean, the laning phase could be very effective.
Imagine though if they just if they had a different dual lane mid. Like say they had like even like
Hammer
Rhapsody.
Luna.
Well, that too. I'm thinking like double range, like FA plus Glacius. Obviously
Okay.
Glacius was picked, but you get the idea. Like FA plus NG or FA plus Nymph 4 or something that could actually harass a melee hero out of the lane using the extra damage that you get from the battle cry. But Magnus Rhapsody, like how can they really do harassment other than just using their spells? But if they're only using their spells, why do you even benefit from the battle cry? You don't. You benefit by using auto attack damage. So I just think that dual lane mid was pretty weak, and I think that's ultimately the reason why SG was able to snowball so hard with that, specifically that Meraxes PK.
Yeah, the Portico Meraxes was huge. I mean, again, not only did it catch them off guard, but really Swinamel snowballed with that, as he can definitely do. So, okay, so again, we're still waiting on the one player, then we'll be good to go. So, like we were just saying, those other results, kind of interesting stuff there with the Lions, especially 1-0 over Complexity. But obviously, again, it is a best out of 3 series for a reason. So, we'll see how Complexity fights back there. But
yeah.
Again, Complexity coming off the disappointing result there in cycle number 3, finishing 5th/6th place. Got some change-ups going into this cycle with Les QQ currently playing as their new 5th. Curious to see how it ultimately fares for them. It looks like game number 2 has officially started, though, ladies and gentlemen, so I think it is time. Stay Green taking on One Trick Pony. Let's take a look. Switching up sides as always. Stay Green on the Legion side. One Trick Pony the Hellborn side. Blind banning phase. Here we go. Any guesses this time around, Trell?
No idea. I mean, there's so many different heroes that they could choose from.
It's not going to be Keeper.
No? From either team?
Well, actually,
Wild Soul will get blind banned out by OTP. I know that much.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Safe. That's
Yeah.
safe, though. I was thinking more for a Stay Green, because Swinamel's never bans Keeper, even in the Hellborn. But actually, well, Keeper is blind banned, though, with Wild Soul, and then Plague Rider Tundra actually coming out here for Stay Green, so interesting there. Keeper the Force Wild Soul, though, again, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And Plague Rider Tundra definitely bringing their own pieces to the puzzle, so can't be too against that. Parasite, or not Parasite, but Tempest is first locked here. Parasite could possibly be locked up, but
yeah,
Tempest the first lock at least.
Tempest first locked, and you know they are first pick, so that's one thing to remember here in this game as they switch sides. But there's a lot of good stuff available. I mean, there's so many good heroes, and we see so many heroes picked up. It's hard to really say like, oh, that was the right thing to do, or that's why didn't they lock this or lock that. It's because there's so many different ones available. It's just ultimately up to the captain what kind of strategy they want to run. So.
Yeah, and it is always fun to kind of hear about how different captains they do it differently in the sense of do they consider what their team wants? Do they just sit in a room by themselves and just pick by themselves? I mean, do they get input from their teammates? So, you know, it kind of varies depending on the captain and whatnot, from my understanding. So, but anyway, Storyfighter, he's going to lock up that Meraxes Pharaoh and Fade Magnus. Quick response from Stay Green. Stay Green especially, they love them some Fade. So could be a very strong possibility there. Now, Storyfooter are going to come out with the final lock here. See what he ends up going with. Into the banning stage, of course.
Yeah.
Jeremiah hasn't been picked up at all today or even touched. I don't know if... he probably has been banned once or twice, but I know there have been a couple of games where I pointed it out that he wasn't banned, but haven't seen him at all today. Again, he kind of seems to go in waves.
I know, he really does.
He's picked up and does very well for you, and he's picked up a couple more.
Like,
but then
he'll get picked up in one game, then banned for the next 20, and then forgotten about.
Yeah. Kind of just goes in cycles, I guess.
Last lock here coming out, dipping in some extra time. I always kind of find that strange because the locks, yeah, they are important to an extent, but especially when you have a lot of different heroes that have a similar role in that lock pick pool, then it just makes it a lot easier because then you pick and choose. It's like Magnus as an initiator, is he that much better than Fade? I mean, you can go in arguments all day, but they play the same role, basically. Same thing with, Miraxis in the bunch. So using up a lot of extra time is OTP, figuring out this last lock. It's finally a Luna, but yeah.
Gonna go with the Luna, so trying to do some scenarios in his head, perhaps, or could just be overthinking in the end. Maybe he just simply was AFK. But, of course, if you're out of the caption, you want to tend to stay away from doing that. But anyways, banning stage, here we go. Draconis is going to be the first ban here coming out for Stay Green. You know what? Actually, I totally forgot to bring this up. I meant to bring this up even earlier on today, but I will now. So this cycle, it's actually going to help determine a little bit more than just our typical, how many points each team gets, how much money each team gets. MilkFat actually announced on our podcast yesterday. In case you guys missed it, the Garena just announced a $60,000 event that they're hosting in Thailand that they're inviting 32 teams to, basically. 16 of them are supposed to be from Thailand. The other 16, from my understanding, are supposed to be from all over the world, including 2 from the North American European region.
Right.
And as a result of that, MilkFat announced that there is going to be a 16-team tournament.
That's right.
After this cycle. The top 16 teams, according to the standings, will be invited to this qualification tournament, and then in that event, the top 2 finishers will qualify for the event in Thailand, which ourselves are also going to be going to.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. That is set. The Thailand event is set to take place at the end of March 30th and 31st, I believe. The qualification event, I think, is going to be after this cycle. So yeah, that's something to think about as well. Keep in mind. Of course, a lot of teams have kind of secured that. I mean, you got your TDM complexity. Like if you're like top 10, I even want to say at this point, you're probably pretty good spot. But
right,
you want to make sure at least you're top 16 to qualify for that event. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of money. You got to go to Thailand and compete against teams from all over the world. That's something. It really is. So I can't wait for that. Anyways, back to this match. Draconis, Pebbles, Moon Queen, Ophelia, Zephyr, Jerizaiah are the bans. Engineer first pick, Bubbles, Glacius the response. So let's kind of just quickly going right there, catching up. Back in this game, a Stray Green and one-trick pony.
Yeah, absolutely. And Engineer being the first pickup, though, for SG is, I mention all the time that this hero just never ceases to amaze me with how much of an impact he has from start to finish. In the laning phase, being able to roam effectively, not really needing that many items to be effective, but when he gets them, he is just that much more effective from the beginning to the late. That ultimate is so powerful at every stage of the game. Yeah. And so he's picked up first, actually, using the first pick there for Engineer. The response, Bubbles, Glacius from OTP. Very solid start. Nothing too out of the ordinary here.
Yeah, nothing. Speaking of another hero that skills very, especially support hero, you got your Andromeda. He's always classified as kind of that underrated hero even.
Absolutely.
Not going to be seen here, though, most likely. Wretched Hag is going to be the first pick up here for Swindamelons. Thinking about this next one, so it looks like Tempest and... Wait, that doesn't make sense, though, because Tempest is in that pool. They're thinking about Silhouette, perhaps. Ooh, Valkyrie. I mean, you're talking about a hero that kind of just completely went away. Valkyrie. Parasite, wow, he made it through the banning phase even. A little bit surprised by that.
And wasn't even locked
and
there.
Picked up third, finally. By
I don't think we've ever seen that,
Yeah,
really.
that's a very late Parasite being even in the pool, so...
Now, you do have Glacius, though, that's showing, and like the reasons I mentioned last game is Glacius is quite effective in being able to protect your own jungle, so... if OTP doesn't get their if SG doesn't get their hands on the Tempest, then that's one thing to think about with OTP being able to protect their Tempest if Parasite decides to be aggressive. But something tells me with that Parasite pickup, it might be a Suicide Tempest here. I wouldn't put it past them to pick up Tempest and run him as a Suicide, and then have Engineer plus one of those initiators in mid, a Parasite in your own jungle, and then Wretched Hag solo short. Darth Lady, finally see this hero once again.
I think it was just the last game, we brought that up. It's like, again, there used to be a trio of carry. Okay, well, Tempest is going to be the first pick here. But going back to the point real quickly, you had Dark Lady, Mage Bane, and I think it was Silhouette were kind of like the 3. Draconis also kind of joined the party as like top 4. And then we went from there. And then slowly as time went on, Mage Bane kind of just faded out for whatever reason. Still not even sure. Then Dark Lady. I mean, she just kind of started to tail off as well. And we still have Silhouette and Draconis by all means, but those two just really just tailed off. But anyways, it is going to be Dark Lady picked up here, and that's a very strong carry. Fade and Aluna are going to be the picks out of the lock pool here, it looks like, for One Trick Pony. So they do take the Fade option away from Stager if that's what they're looking for. But no, either Moraxis or Magnus most likely are going to be the is going to probably be the final pick here. And it is going to be Magnus, it looks like. So aggressive team over there on State Green.
Yeah, they're going to have the Magnus Engineer combination, which is very strong from mid. Like I said, Tempest in the Suicide role. Wretched Hag soloing short, and Parasite in his woods, maybe picking up a kill in mid when he gets a lucky creep, maybe picking up a kill on Bubbles if he's really lucky. Bubbles probably going to have vision. What we're going to see from OTP most likely is an Aluna Fade mid, Dark Lady Glacius top, and then of course the Suicide Bubbles.
Yeah. Let's get it on. All right, let's listen to the announcer. Let's get it on indeed. Going to start loading in here. And probably going to make it officially competitive first, as we always do. Or maybe not. All right, never mind. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Anyways, going to see Dark Lady here again for OTP, so obviously brings a lot to the table and sense of that carry presence. And actually, are they? No. How are they going to go aggressive tri lane here? It looks like that is a possibility, I guess, from OTP.
They could do it.
But Bubbles is also going down here. So I guess, yeah, just all 5 of them going down here. For One Trick Pony, want to get this Ward side off and then adjust after that. But, I mean, how do you think OTP is going to lane this, actually? Okay,
well, it's...
You just mentioned, so...
Yeah, I think it is going to be still Dark Lady and Glacius top.
Okay.
I think they're just roaming down here at the beginning to maybe, you know, find someone off guard and catch somebody. It could even be that Engineer if he's not careful enough, if he goes to place this Ward. They're going to walk around the unfavorable way, though. Oh, no, they're going to run around this way. Fade might be able to get the cutoff here.
Ooh.
It's going to be close.
Yep, there we go.
Oh.
Nope. The rest of the team doesn't really follow up, okay. Again, it's hard to tell as a spectator sometimes. It's like, oh, why don't you just go? It's like, obviously they can't see all the vision that we can see, so.
Exactly.
Clearly something just didn't add up there, and instead they played kind of safe. And OTP will not get the... I guess it's not over just yet. I mean, Engineer, he's going to place Ward of Sight. Very, very defensive spot there.
So, Dark Lady's running up to the top lane. Has a little bit of extra regen, so going to be going solo against the Tempest. And we're going to see a kind of almost like a tri-lane mid, so to speak, with Luna and Glacius here at the bottom lane. Or bottom rune, I should say. I remember seeing OTP doing stuff like this before. It actually didn't work out very well, but curious to see what they do.
If anything, just play, you know, kind of just roaming a Luna Glacius, not even necessarily tri-lane commitment. It seems like, I mean, speaking of that, right off the bat, they are heading towards the bottom lane, kind of just going back and forth, really trying to find that opportunity here. Are the Luna Glacius supported? But Glacius has actually gone to the bottom lane now. Luna is going to the middle lane, so your classic Bubbles Glacius lane down here against a Wretched Hag. Of course, Glacius with that Ice Imprisonment can be very powerful against Wretched Hag. So Slick's wanting to be a little bit careful about that. But Aluna has come to the... Okay, she's just placing a Ward of Sight, so... looks like she is here to make this a 2 versus 2 lane now against this Magnus Engineer. So if it stays like this with your Fade Aluna now, I mean, do you think Fade Aluna could have a pretty good chance themselves?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a great line. There we already see some, or great lane, some action in the mid. And Fade Aluna is fantastic, and it's much better. Well, it's actually pretty even compared to this mid lane. Wretched Hag taking a lot of aggression. Already used the Blink. It's going to be a lot of trouble. Will die. So Slick's caught the tail end of that, but he uses Blink, I'm assuming, aggressively.
Yeah, he didn't spot Archdagger the whole time. So Glacius was hiding there the whole time, I'm pretty sure. And after he blinked, that's when they made him pay. So very good timing right there, great patience. And so kind of, you know, sarcastically saying the classic Glacius Bubbles lane. But no, obviously it works out beautifully there. As far as a bloodlust kill for them. Now middle lane, Fade is in a little bit of trouble. Parasite is not nearby though, but Fade's still in a lot of trouble. Gonna maybe Burning Shadows. He will connect an Engineer. It does not hit Magnus though. Magnus doesn't have enough mana for stun, but here comes Glacius charging and not gonna turn it around. Magnus in trouble. There's that power throw. And Snewy will get credit for the kill. So things starting off beautifully here for OTP. In fact, Burning Shadows perhaps from Fade. No! Coming from behind is a Vagabond leader. Parasite cuts him off. Exhibit getting very aggressive there. You got to question that a little bit.
Yeah.
With so little life, and he ends up dying as a result. So,
yep. Top lane, we see some back and forth between Dark Lady and Tempest. That's a lane that's going to be kind of interesting to see how that evolves. But yeah, lots of aggression early out coming from really both teams.
Yeah. But again, I mean, going back to the point though, really Xibe getting a little bit overconfident there and running in there with barely any life, as if even it's not like they were guaranteed a kill by any means on Engineer. I mean, he was more than fine. So, really got to question that. But in the end, he results in a death. Oh well, he's back in the lane, so back to farm we go. You talked about the top matchup, a lot of back and forth harassment. Look at the creep farm though. You got a 15-9 Dark Lady against a 3-5 Tempest. So. Safe to say, Fuzi here on Dark Lady is having a good time.
And this was all before Glacius roamed up here. Like, Glacius is here now, but this all happened beforehand. So Fuzi doing much better, and simply, I've said it all the time, I just really feel like Suicide Type isn't that strong. In the meantime, some action in mid. I heard it on your screen. Magnus is trying to connect. Totally whiffs the stun in mid. Might get turned on here by Aluna. Is pumping in some auto attacks. Is going to have to use that steam bath here pretty soon. Actually, the stun right there going on to Engineer. Aluna really wants his kill, misses the power throw, got way too overzealous. Yeah. Parasite's here now. Magnus looking to turn himself, maybe get Fade right there. They can't get Aluna at the time, but they are going to go on to Fade. There's a stun on the Fade as well. So Aluna got way too overzealous. Has a power throw yet again. It does connect finally this time. And they will get a 1-for-1 exchange, though, but that's pretty hectic, pretty crazy play.
Well, I mean, to be honest, both teams definitely had their mistakes there.
Yeah.
But in the end, yeah, when it was all said and done, Fade actually hero blocked there, which was impressive, but that ultimately got him killed. And you gotta question that a little bit. It's like, you're a Fade. Do you really want to sacrifice yourself for your support Aluna? Probably not. Now Aluna was able to get a kill, kind of go to Magnus, as even a result of that. So again, it's all these sequences that add up. But in the end, OTP is still looking pretty good, because actually when you look at it too, while that was happening, Fuzi did get a kill on a Tempest at the top lane. So yeah, even more of a better start for him. We just complimented how great creep farm he had. Now he has the hero kill on top of that. Tempest being played by Keizu here in that suicide role. Again, he really is struggling when it comes to his start. So very aggressive game, though, early on. We do have a Burning Shadows used on the Engineer right there. There's a Revelation down, so him being invis, he thought he was fine. Not going to be so in the end. Parasite is going to get frozen to the bottom lane. He's trying to run away, catching the tail end of that. But Glacius and Bubbles pursue him to eventually take out Insania. So OTP, man. He looked at this game. I guess both teams definitely have some aggressive nature to them, but I thought it was going to come more so from Stay Green.
Yeah. I mean, Archie Tiger's been roaming around everywhere. Went bottom, went mid, went top, went back bottom. Here comes the stun combination onto Fade. Look at that power, and even Insania there to bring some assistance as well. So Zibin not exactly up to the best start himself, though. 0-3-1. Oh, wow. And has died a number of times.
Is that a support Fade?
No.
85 gold per minute. Yeah, he has a hatchet. Ouch. Ouch, that is not good. I mean, Aluna and Glacius, for that matter, are actually well above Fade currently in terms of GPM, so... yeah, despite these kills happening, Xibe is definitely not up to the best of start. Now he's going to try to set up a kill here on a Magnus. Magnus says screwed. He's going to go balls to the wall onto Aluna. Aluna's in a lot of trouble. Glacius, though, coming from behind. He's going to use the Steam Bath, though. Will Magnus specifically, and I believe he's just out of range of the Revelation. In comes Parasite with the back on. Another death on Xibe. Znui also picked off. Now Archie Tiger is going to go for the Homecoming Stone.
Oh, wow.
Wow. The one more auto attack would have done him in, but he gets out of there. But still, the two deaths right there. And Stay Green looking pretty good. Bottom lane now, we do have a kill. Actually, the counter kill. A 1-for-1 exchange. Story footer for Slicks as Wretched Hag exchanges for Bubbles. Wretched Hag did get the kill first, though, according to the text. So,
you mean Bubbles got the kill first?
On mine? Oh, yeah, Story footer. That's okay, yeah, Bubbles got the kill first. You're right. Yeah.
So, Ultimate being up top. Yeah, here comes the TP in response. Is it going to be enough? Archie, or no, Darkblade does not get away. Keizu able to get some extra auto attacks with those elementals. They are going to pursue. Actually, Insania using the face hug to even get himself away. Does not have an Infestus yet. Yes, he does. He goes into the Imp right there. My God. He has just a sliver of HP when he jumps out of that. He's going to be very careful. Running away. Does have the boost, extra movement speed. 375 on that Imp. Is still running. Glacius wants to pursue. Has a slow in 1 second. Is he going to use it? He uses it, but it's on the Imp. One more auto tech. Maybe need one more after that. And Insania is going to be just fine. So Insania playing really, really well on this Parasite so far.
Yeah, that wasn't a great escape. I questioned a little bit why Aluna was waiting so long to use a power throw, but I guess in the end he figured that Insania would have just jumped into the creep, mitigating the damage in a sense. But I don't know. I still kind of feel like he could have used it a lot sooner right there to really put the pressure on Insania. But in the end, he gets away. Very good escape indeed. So OTP had a hell of a start, but honestly, as the couple more minutes have gone on, it seems like State Green has definitely picked up a lot of momentum themselves, and things are coming together nicely. But the big picture, you still got Fuzi up here, is having a very, very good time, even despite that death. Getting dove on at the tower between Tempest and Parasite. In fact, speaking of Tempest, he's going to take a little bit of pressure himself once again. Before retreating, where Dark Hoodie will go back to farm. But Dark Hoodie is farming again, 340 gold per minute right now. Has the boots, the Ring of the Teacher, and even a life tube on top of that. So make sure to keep her in control. Bottom lane, we do have Slicks and Insania coming together to take out Storyfooter.
Mid lane.
Bubbles will fall. Middle lane, my action a little bit slow catching it, but Magnus will fall right here. Engineer gets the energy filled up at least. That may save him, may get a turnaround kill. Wants to go for a Luna, he'll get the kill. And will now the team be able to revenge his death? I don't know if they will. Freeze is going to happen. Seafric is in trouble here. Looks like, no, Fade doesn't have the mana, actually. And that could be the difference maker. It looks like it is going to be. As now even Engineer going back in. Parasite is nearby. He's level 6. Fade, again, is in so much trouble. He doesn't have nearly enough mana for his ultimate or anything else. He has a Cole ready to go. But he will once again fall. He tries to Burning Shadows. It just doesn't matter. 5-2 on Fade. Ugh, 68
He's the lowest GPM in the game
by far. It's bad. He's not doing too good.
Not doing too good at all. He's level 6, so maybe he can set up a kink once he resurrects. The elementals might split up here in the top lane. Dark Lady trying to do a lot of damage to Tempest, but Tempest is doing way more damage to him at this moment. And I really do like to see the Ghost Marchers early up on the Dark Lady as fast as possible, because you can get so many kills early on using all your spells in combination. And we see the stun actually onto Dark Lady, but there's Parasite using the Face Hug on top of the Leech. Gets a counter kill, might even be able to pursue this Glacius. Tempest does have a stun in 5 seconds. Is it going to be close enough? Chalice up in 4 seconds for Insania, but he's going to back off. Yeah,
Insania has been very aggressive on this Parasite. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, I didn't get to see the first game stats for State Green, but Insania has played Parasite the last 3 games. It was the second game against their first opponent, now, of course, the previous game and now this game. So the fact that they've even gotten Parasite 3 games in a row should throw up a red flag, honestly.
Yeah.
Aluna's in a lot of trouble down the middle lane. And speaking of Parasite, he's going to help set up a kill. Looks like maybe Cole's going to be used. Not going to be enough, though, for the save. Aluna's putting in auto attacks, but there's just nothing more that she could do. Her cooldowns are not up, and down goes Aluna. So now made the comment earlier on, was kind of surprised that OTP, they were the ones being the aggressors. Well, now State Green has definitely picked it up, and it is showing here 12-7 hero kills. We're only 10 minutes into the game, by the way. Holy crap.
Yeah.
We are nearly averaging 2 hero kills a minute, and that is pretty damn rare. Middle end Fade again in a lot of trouble, and Fade will fall. The eruption on top of the Engineer keg stun. I think that announcer that just talked said it the best. It is a massacre indeed.
And the double damage spawns top. Magnus is going to go up and bottle that up, so that's good for him. And yeah, things are just looking. I mean, like you mentioned, you had great roam coming out specifically from Archie Tiger. He roamed bottom, and Bath Blast used to kill creeps from Hag. Bottom. All right, Slicks.
Now he's in trouble.
Now he's in trouble. The
There's
Glacial Blast used. There's the freeze. There's the poured in. I don't know what you're doing.
Well, he got the creep kill.
I mean, maybe he was trying to use that ultimate onto Bubbles, but it clearly wasn't going to be enough damage. And, yeah. All right. Well, Archie Tiger, unfortunately, is left here bottom to hang. And Insania is going to get the kill, as he's totally did.
6-1-4 on Parasite. It's 11 minutes into the game. Damn. Middle lane. Magnus in a little bit of trouble? No, he's too, I want to say too tanky at this point, but he's not really. I mean, he only has a power supply in terms of stats, so.
Well, I'll tell you, Chelsea's got his work cut out for him after watching this performance from Insania. I'll tell you that.
Go figure. Yeah, again, I wouldn't be surprised if they got an 0-4 game today. I mean, it's just, again, that really should throw up a red flag. The fact that you've allowed a team like SG, now, granted, OTP is now just 2 games in a row. They didn't do that last game, or the very first game I was talking about, but if I found my SG, specifically Insania, I'm feeling almost pretty lucky even that I'm getting Parasite 3 games in a row. Anyways, he's doing work here, as is the rest of the team. It's just been big-time momentum for them. Fuzi's farm has really started to slow down a lot. Only now at 314 gold per minute. He was up towards a 380, I believe, earlier on. So definitely slowing down. Does have the Boots of Sustainer picked up, so on our way to a Rune Cleaver. But still a little bit of work to do. Parasite going to run into the support here on the HoN side. Going to use a face second on Glacius, trying to use it to run away, but in comes Darkly. They're going to pick up a kill, looks like. And Fuzi, of all heroes, actually gets credit for the kill, playing that Dark Lady. So that worked out beautifully for OTP. Also stopping a streak and getting 340 bonus gold. So even better for Dark Lady. In fact, that's her first broadsword right there that she'll be able to pick up unless she upgrades her boots or something like that. Top lane, though, big dive for Mention Hag, but at what cost right here? Bubbles in some trouble, but here's a pursuit from behind. Tempest does have an ultimate. There's our Tempest ultimate. Aluna's charging in. She was so far away, though. The duration a good long lasting there. And now here comes the Kelphiel from Bubbles. Wretched Hag, though, with the Sono Scream. Going to help finish off Glacius. Dark Lady may fall. One more auto attack. Of course, Wretched Hag with the blink. No, going to turn around onto Aluna, however, and they're going to finish her off. It looks like Dark Lady will get away, but still a double tap for Slicks on that Hag.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, trying to turn that onto instead the Tempest. Like, Hag already blinked in, conceded the kill to Bubbles because Bubbles ran away, and they could have just got the kill onto Hag. Instead, they turned it onto the Tempest, and I just don't know if that was the smartest decision. I feel like he would have been able to kill Hag a little bit quicker. But nonetheless, they try to go for the Tempest, but Tempest with a huge ultimate. It was canceled relatively quickly, I guess, by Aluna, sorry. But it's just good counter kills coming out with Wretched Hag coming back in after that.
That was interesting from Bubbles right there. He just panic clicked that Q, and now he's going to get gone right here. Bat Blast even going to be used. Spawns with the minions. A couple of ports though coming in. Tempest in a lot of trouble. He will end up falling, and now Magnus realizing he needs to get away right here. Does not have the Steam Bath. The Lava Surge is up. Can he get it off in time though? Yes, he can right there. Will it be enough for the getaway? Great kicks down from Z-Freak, his brother right there to help outswim him. He'll stay alive for now. Dark Lady goes in. Finally takes him out though. Double tap for Fuzi, actually. Now Engineer dropping. Aluna gets the power throw off, and Dark Lady will get turned on. Tempest, I believe he bought back. Yes, he did. Keizu buys back, joins the party, and ends up stopping the streak of Fuzi right there for a bonus 300 gold. Trout, we have 30 kills. We're only 14 minutes into this game.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the most action in terms of hero kill games we've ever had as far as HoN Tour coverage goes. So this is just crazy.
Yeah, it's easily favoring, though, SG. And I think it's just simply because of their team makeup. Like, when you even have lots of kills back to forth, and if it's somewhat even, which in this case it's still not, like, it's definitely favoring SG, but you're just not going to get enough time to farm on Dark Lady. Like, if you're playing the Dark Lady or hard carry like that, you just want a passive game. You just want to farm. You don't really want to necessarily fight in any team fights. You want to get your farm through creep kills and creep kills alone. Maybe some solo kills if you can, but you don't really want to engage in team fights. And it keeps being forced, really, by SG. And as a result, Dark Lady doesn't exactly have the farm that she wants. It's not bad, but she wants much higher farm. And she's really the only one that has good farm. I mean, Bubbles is not bad, but that's about it. Like, you look at the Fade, he's died 6 times so far.
Yeah. Oh, Parasite is in some trouble. Glacial Downpour going to be used. Aluna! Not sure what that was about. Okay, she went for a homecoming so that she stopped it. But in the end, Parasite easily gets away. You just see Aluna right there. I don't know if that's a concede call by any means. I think that was just him saying GGG as far as he got away.
Yeah.
Because we just did past 15 minutes. Yeah, okay. Anyways, we are still going to resume on with this game. Bottom lane, Zibe actually gets credit for the killer at the bottom lanes on the Swinomelons. Playing that Magnus, so Zibe, much needed kill, to say the least for him.
Look at Swindle. He's died 5 times himself.
True.
He's died a lot as well. Died 1 less time than Ziba. So
yeah.
I mean, if you look at his items, he's got, again, he always goes through all these build-up items, which I don't really agree with necessarily. Because look at his gold. Like, even though they clearly won that mid lane with lots of ganks and people dying all the time, well, he did die a lot himself, but he's very far from a blink. Like, very far. 300 gold. Does have good build-up items, but yeah, not going to have that blink for quite some time.
I don't know. This game is definitely continuing to moving on to be very interesting here, not only for the entertainment aspect of the amount of kills that we're having, now passing 16 minutes, but you do have a Dark Lady who, sure, this isn't a passive game. It hasn't been, at least so far up to this point, but she has still ultimately continued solid farm, and her she does have Ghost Marchers now. She has enough gold for 1 broadsword. She is going to be getting around basically around a 20-minute rune cleaver at this rate, 19-20-minute rune cleaver. And, you know, depending on how they stack their jungle and whatnot, I do see a couple of stacks as I'm looking around at least so far. But it could be dangerous for SG if they do let that get a little bit out of hand. But ultimately, they're going to push another tower. Some more good news for them. There's a portal key, not on Magnus, but on Tempest, actually.
Yeah.
So he's done very well. Steam Boots bought a portal key. In fact, they may look to try to use it up here. Fade is currently invis off to the side. Wants to wait for his teammate, though, to maybe set something up. But all 5 are down here for Stay Green. So they're going to make a bit of a push. We'll see. And Bubbles is level 11. You have a level 11 Dark Lady on top of that. Will they defend here? They're going to counter push, it looks like. Okay.
Yeah, there's something Fade can do there in that instance as well. So just going to give that up. Tower kill goes to Insania, who's working on yet again a Health Flower on Parasite this game. Tied with top farmer in the game with Keizu, actually. Your Suicide Tempest, top farmer in the game. Well, not game, actually, on his team. As they're pretty close to the top farmer in the game, which is Fuzi. As you mentioned, he is going to be going for that Rune Cleaver. He's going to have that in about, well, how much gold? He needs 2,400 total, so about 350 gold.
Yeah, he's going to clean up a double stack here as jumps on in, or at least one of the Kotars. So yeah, very, very close. You do see Wretched Ag and Engineer actually cleaning up the Hellborn Ancients. There's only a single set of Ancients, though, so not the biggest deal in the world. But yeah, the Rune Cleaver definitely coming up shortly. You mentioned the Arcane as being picked up even across the board here on the Legion side. The 2 now onto Parasite, the 1 even onto Wretched Hag. And she actually just purchased it, I saw, so gonna eventually be delivered. Hell, even Engineer Z-Freak, man, 277 gold per minute. This is a support engineer. It's shown in its items too, the Steam Boots, the Power Supply, the Neophytes book, so.
Yeah, at least 5-0-6.
Yeah,
true. He's the only person on the team that hasn't died.
Only person in the game hasn't died, for that matter. Yeah, that's good to see. And it seems like Z-Freak's fitting in it pretty nicely as far as what we've seen here in these 2 games so far, as far as the support role goes. Okay, double broadsword purchase. So Dark Lady does have a Rune Cleaver now, or at least I should say she has it purchased. Not necessarily on her. She may need to think about getting back, though, because you do see Stay Green. They want to keep some pressure up. They're going to go for a middle push. Do you think they should defend the secondary middle tower here if they commit to a push?
Who is that, OTP?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. You just don't have your item up on a Dark Lady. You want, if you're going to not defend these pushes, you need to get something out of it. And she's not getting anything out of it. Like, she's not pushing out a wave herself. She is pushing out top, it looks like, but it's just not going to be in time as that tower is full HP. So they're just in a huge rut right now. Now, they actually are not doing too badly in experience. They may look to push. They may look to defend this because they actually. Oh, there's the Blink Dagger, or the portal key onto Bubbles, and then one of the best things you can do is initiate on one hero. Dark Lady ultis everyone behind him, so they have no idea what's going on. That one hero gets bursted down, and then they just concede the team fight.
Ooh, speaking of Dark Lady, she's in some trouble here. She's gonna try to be crafty. I don't know about that from Fuzi. She's going to be completely caught out. She's going to try to strike away. Will that ultimate be enough? She has her ultimate, actually. Okay, she's going to use it right there. She may try to get a turnaround. No, she's going to eventually fall. Good chase. In the meantime, over here, we see Magnus channeling that eruption. Fades dropping quickly. The energy field may finish him off. Yes, it will. But now Magnus is on the run. The energy field, a good block there, though. Okay, so it looks like they did at least kill Parasite, as Fade was also picked up there, as we saw at the end. So, yeah, I'm not sure about Dark Lady's getaway attempt. I mean, he didn't even charging strikes initially. He just ran into the forest and then hoped to TP out, and clearly that wasn't going to happen. So, good job by Stay Green at the same time, though, for making him pay for trying to counter push there, as far as that option goes.
Well, maybe it started to look like that it was going to be a trade. In fact, look at that tower sitting at how much HP? 9 HP.
Wow, yeah.
And I always say that if you're up and you know you're up, you should never trade. You should always defend and fight. Because obviously if you're up with gold, that means you have more items, and you should be fighting them and using that gold advantage and experience advantage to your advantage. And so, yeah, you shouldn't really trade when you have the opportunity to take a fight or pick people off. So as a result, they went up top there. They contested it. They got a good kill on the Dark Lady, the most important hero on their team.
Yeah, of course. Now, again, she just had finished her Rune Cleavers, so at least it's not going to stall her from that necessarily, but we'll lose a little bit of gold as a result of what happened right there. I'm looking at the camps here on the Legion's, or the Hellborn side, excuse me. Nothing really stacked, other than there's the one camp over here next to the top lane, but other than that, nothing really stacked. The Ancients also still sitting on the single Ancient. So yeah, for OTP's sake, specifically that Dark Lady, they could really use some stack it here amongst the jungle and whatnot to really start to rocket Fuzi's farm, excuse me, playing that Dark Lady. So 20 and a half minutes in, 21 to 13 hero kills.
Yeah.
Already in favor of Stay Green. You mentioned the portal key pickup on Bubbles. I believe Magnus did just get his too.
He had to.
It is being delivered, yeah. Okay, it is on the courier there, so he's going to have his own portal key. And despite Parasite dying there, Insania's farm has continued to be solid, is trying to finish that early Hellflower against this Hellborn side, so.
Yeah. Z-Freak's still the only player in the game that hasn't died yet.
Yep. 5-0-7 now.
And yeah, the goal per minute is actually identical between Wretched Hag and Parasite. So just goes to show you how well Parasite has done this entire game.
Mm-hmm.
He's been involved in 11 of those kills. So, yeah.
I think it was at a point he was like 6-1-4, so has kind of died off a little bit since that very, very early start, but still having a big impact for his team, of course, in the big picture. So let me actually look at the other series real quick while we're sitting in a pause here. Let's see, how about the Complexity series? How's that one going? Franzi, I'm going to monitor you. All right, looks like Lions, it's a little bit of back and forth. The Rax, actually, Melee Rax is down on the side of Lions, as well as they lost more towers. But they do have a Moon Queen. They are up 14-10 in hero kills. No, they're losing 14-10 hero kills. Okay, so it looks like Complexity is in a lead here in game number 2. Again, Lions up 1-0 over Complexity right now in their matchup. So Hackstron's getting some decent farm, it looks like. We'll see if Complexity can pull that out and go, or force a third game.
Yeah.
And that one there. What else do we got? We got Q Squad. We're at Q Squad and TTE Sports, I believe. We said, who won the first game? I think that was TTE Sports, I want to say, won the first game. Q Squad is, it's a little bit of back and forth. Not really a clear advantage according to the stats here. Got a Wretched Hag, a Zephyr. All right, some back and forth farm, so that's game 2, I believe. That could be game 3, actually, now that I think about it. Probably game 2, though. And that was, those are the two big ones. What was the other one? TDM, I think? I think they're finished, though. TDM, I believe.
They're not in game right now.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see if I can find their games against. Yeah, missed. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, they won the first game, and then it looks like, yeah, they definitely won the second game. So, Mist trying to go for a very push-heavy. Wow.
The old Balfagor Moon Queen strat.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Moon Queen kind of is odd there, but you do got Ophelia, Balfagor, Demented Shaman, and Keeper, so that is a lot of push. Maybe like a Polywog instead of the Moon Queen might have made sense, but
yeah.
Anyways.
Interesting.
Well, so TDM does take that series 2-0, it looks like. I know Pencils actually have some Pencil players. Let's see how they're doing against. And that's Q Squad 777, I believe. Pencils is up, and I don't know what game that is. I assume game 2, but. Anyways, all right. So it looks like Zibe is AFK or something, or maybe just having some internet issues. But
I think he's been having some net issues all
yeah,
day to day.
He was just embarrassed about his start. No, obviously, happens to the best of them. Even it's got to be frustrating, though. I mean, even I'm sure you've been there plenty of times, Ralph. 0-6 as far as your start.
Never.
And you're just like, oh, this sucks.
Absolutely
all the time,
never.
Trev, all the time.
Nope, doesn't happen. Not to me. Nah. I have, certainly in TMMs where you get the old 4-man gank level 0. Well, level 0. Minute 0. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's never fun.
Yeah. Well,
shout out to Lodestone, by the way.
Do you even load?
Terrible hero.
Not according to Sam. Loves that hero.
Of course he would.
That was an epic moment. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun defeating Trademark Esports.
It was also pretty damn easy.
It was all me. It was pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie. It was all me. I lost to Insania. I should feel ashamed.
Did you go first?
Yeah, I went first against Insania's Soul Stealer matchup.
Ah,
that was a game where not only did I use my health potion on accident, like right away, but then I also used a demon here. Complete accident. It was pretty bad. But Insania was nice about it. He also did the same things,
that
basically.
was pretty well-mannered.
And he was like, all right, I see you're being dumb. I'm going to help you. He did defeat me, but our team won. It is a team game in the end, despite that being 1v1.
And yeah, exactly. Who finished it up for Team S2?
That was who was that? Xander K?
Who was that?
Why are you laughing, Tralf?
Oh, no reason.
That was you. Who did you beat? Was it you defeated Limp in the end?
G.
Noob G, that's right. Noob G.
I did get to play one of my favorite heroes, though. So, not very fair.
Who was it?
Revenant.
Revenant, that's right. Sam definitely did the most work, though, Mokefat.
Yeah, Zai threw for him nicely. Decent throw from Zai.
Yeah, that's true. Let's be honest, that's true.
I was actually really impressed with Dan.
Dan's a great player, man. He's always been a great player. I really am surprised he's never
And
really
then he
done the competitive scene.
he beat Limp in the chipper matchup.
Yeah.
And then Milk Fat chose the most boring matchup
Oh yeah,
possible.
that was Diamond Ro8, I think.
Raw versus Raw.
What was he
Dear
thinking? Yeah,
God.
that was stupid.
I thought I screwed up with Midas versus
Raw.
Midas, but dear God, Raw was worse.
Oh wait, he's dead. Oh wait, no, he has Resurrection. That's right.
Yeah, let's have a
Never
1v1
mind.
matchup with someone that can resurrect.
That made no sense. All right, so I mean, apparently Stay Green is ready. I guess Exhibit just like disappeared. Apparently.
All right.
He's okay. So for now, we play the waiting game until he rejoins us. So yeah, man, Thailand. That's gonna be fun. That's at the end of March. That's the podcast is up on our YouTube channel. I haven't had time to actually get it on the HoNcast site just yet. But if you haven't checked out the podcast, you know, either after this cast here or even now to put it on, Sam actually, I should say, kind of talks about it and a little bit more information on what to expect out of that Thailand event. So not only I'm excited, of course, for the qualifiers that we're going to have as a result of that, but then going to Thailand obviously going to be fun, I'm sure, and doing coverage from there. Looking forward to going back over. I did get the privilege to actually go to Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
That was the DYA event. Now that was, wow, 2 years ago. I even want to say at this point. Holy crap.
Was the weather nice over there?
No, yeah, no,
No?
It was humid, man.
Oh, I like humidity.
It was humid as, well, it was hot. I've never actually experienced humidity, at least especially like that before. It was ridiculously hot, so kind of miserable in that sense. But no, it was definitely a lot of fun, a great experience being there. So I'm looking forward to the Thailand event, which again we are planning to cover. That is where, and I guess Garena is actually they're the ones that even wanted us to help with them. So. Shout out to the Garena and the Southeast Asian scene as well. I don't know if we have any necessarily viewers from there. I'm sure we at least have a couple. Shout out to you guys for not only tuning in, and look forward to meeting you guys and at that event. What else did I want to say? Again, $60,000 prize pool. That's obviously that's the DreamHack prize pool. That's what DreamHack has been, and so in a sense, it's another big international event, which is going to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
There was another event. Oh, you know what? There's actually another event that I believe it's wrapped. I think it just wrapped up. But Indonesia, Indonesian HoN in Indonesia over there, they actually just had a $50,000 event apparently.
That's right.
For Indonesia only, kind of like the Malaysian event, which was the $110,000 first or $100,000 first prize pool to Orange Esports eventually winning it. So that was pretty cool to see. And again, it kind of shows you that maybe. Unfortunately, maybe not the biggest announcements are being made about those, but we're doing our part as well to try to get a little bit more information about events like that, so we can at least make you guys aware of them. But HoN's safe to say, is doing very well when it comes to the competitive scene.
A lot of things going on.
Yeah.
A lot of events for people to sign up for and play in and watch and spectate. So make sure you're all following and tuning into all the media.
All that jazz. All that jazz. And then, of course, we have that whole HoN 3.0 coming up here.
Yeah.
In the future. I don't. Oh, wow.
All right, let's get it on.
Bad mannered.
Rude server. Kick him. Is anyone here? Pause. Is everyone AFK, really? Wow, Glacius is dying to creeps, by the way. Glacius might actually. Okay. Wow. That was close. Need pause. We might. Hold on.
We might.
So were they actually ready? I'm confused. Okay.
Interdasting.
Anyways, we paused again. So yeah, but yeah, the 3.0. Really excited for that. I know a couple things have been quote unquote leaked about what's actually going to be involved in it, as well as things that have been announced, including bots and whatnot. So
yeah,
that's going to be. Speaking of the bots, and we actually had the chance to
get it on.
experience that the example of one.
I ruined
at the
it
event.
though.
That was pretty fun.
I was like, oh, he's playing against the bots.
And everyone's like,
It's supposed to be mystery player X.
That was the Arachna player or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so that was kind of fun. Looks like we are back, though. Looks like we are back here in ready to resume game number 2. Okay, so it's been a little bit. Where exactly are we at? Dark Liddy. Okay, so she's back up. She has that Rune Cleaver, of course. She goes right away to an Ancients. Again, not necessarily stacked, but still some good farm from that. And we'll keep an eye as far as how stacks look for her. Right now, again, not necessarily the greatest, unfortunately. But still, can get some decent farm out of that. Engineer's kind of up here by himself. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, actually, Tempest being jumped on by Bubbles with that portal key. It's not going to see going to be used a freeze on top of that. No Kelfield coming out, though, but it still is going to be enough when it's all said and done, especially with the Taint Soul from Dark Lady really slowing down Tempest. And eventually setting up the kill. All 4 players that are still alive here are for SD. In fact, they're going to go back and wow, they just burst down Glacius. But at what cost right there? They used a lot to just take out a Glacius. Dark Lady jumps back in. Magnus will fall. Wretched Egg and Parasite are on the run. Wretched Egg, of course, will blink. And Parasite should be fine as well. Not sure what they were thinking. They used quite a bit right there just to take out a Glacius.
Yeah.
And look at this. Triple stack Ancients on the Legion side. Dark Lady is going to go clean those up.
That's a lot of gold. That is a ton of gold. Going to take all of them. Actually, one of them goes there to Aluna, but look at the experience now. Experience is now actually in favor of OTP, and they've definitely closed that gap in gold. So a huge exchange there, and yeah, you totally mentioned that. It's a very questionable initiation there.
Already 2,200 gold saved up on Dark Lady. She just finished that rune, 2,700 gold. She just finished that rune clear, but she just came back from dying.
Yeah.
And just like that, she has 2,700 gold saved up. This is what I'm talking about. This is that swing that I was talking about, how Dark Lady was continuing to still have a fairly good game in terms of farm, despite the crazy action going on. And it is starting to work out a little bit better now for OTP. The Abyssal Skull just purchased. You still see the 1,200 gold saved up. So, again, it really goes to show you how scary she actually is right now. 421 gold per minute all of a sudden. I don't know. This game definitely just kind of turned on its side, I must say, Trelf. It started with the jump on a Tempest. It was a great initiation from Bubbles. They eventually got the kill, and it went from there. So
Bubbles' farm is pretty high as well, sitting at 317 gold per minute. Fade now has levels as well. Not to mention, he's going to be pretty close to a portal key if that's what he wants to go for. He's roaming around in the enemy jungle right now with a regular invisibility rune. Okay. Has the ultimate active ready to go as well, but how much time does he have on the invis? About another 14 seconds. Maybe they can set something up here.
Here we go. They're going to go into Wretched Egg. Bubbles joins the party. Magnus in the background puts the stun on the Glacius, but Wretched Egg does die. We do see Glacial Downpour coming out, and actually Magnus realizes he's in trouble. In comes Aluna. Power Throw in 1 second does put down the Revelation just in case. Stuns back in from Magnus. Energy Field also down. The action all over the place, actually. Portal key away from Magnus will survive. When it's all said and done, you see Aluna now on the run. We do have over here, actually, there is going to be kill on a Bubbles getting cut out. Now Aluna is also in a very awkward spot. She's going to go for a TP.
Oh, wow, nice spot.
Wow, Znui. You see Magnus sitting at the last second, but gets away. It's a very good getaway indeed. So that ends up being a 1-for-1, I guess, with Bubbles getting killed for Wretched Hag, but still. You talked about Fade, by the way. Wow. I mean, Fade level 12, 215 gold per minute. I am shocked by that, considering he's sort of, what, like 0-6-2?
Yeah, and his stuns just seem to be a lot more effective this game now that he's got those levels. And now it looks like, did he purchase a portal key? He purchased something, I want to say.
Fade?
Yeah.
Oh, if he gets a portal key, that's...
I mean, he was sitting at 2,000 gold.
Okay.
Maybe he just bought some build-up items? I don't know. I could have sworn that... Oh, there's something on the courier there. It is a portal key. Yep. And, I mean, getting that kill also, you know, Wretched Hag for Bubbles. Wretched Hag did have a streak, too. So we're getting some extra gold right there for who got the kill. It was actually Ziba playing that Fade.
450 gold per minute now on Boozy and counting. He has the Firebrand finished, of course. So we'll see now if he decides it's necessary. And with that said, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that Shrunken Head is a must here as far as a follow-up to the Firebrand?
I think Shrunken Head is going to be very useful here. Getting rid of the silence from Parasite, going in and out of that Engineer ultimate, mitigating all of the damage from Wretched Hag and the Magnus. Yeah, it's really necessary here. Yeah, the physical damage presence is lacking here on the Legion side. Now, sure, in the late game, we all know that Wretched Hag can definitely get to that point, but at this point, the physical damage is lacking. And so I think, the Shrunken Head even makes more sense when you look at that. So we'll see where Fuzi goes. Parasite actually going to place a very aggressive Warrior Sight, no surprise, but gets up here behind the top secondary tower. I'm now going to farm up the jungle a little bit, but all 5 OTP players are somewhat nearby one another. Maybe looking to get a catch somewhere, but doesn't seem like that's going to happen at least just yet. Parasite, or excuse me, Fade is going to clean up what Parasite left. You mentioned that portal key pickup onto Fade, though. Very, very big indeed. Engineer is managing to hit level 11. Actually, the spread here, despite it being an experienced lead for the Hellborn team, the spread is a little bit better, it looks like, on the Legion side, but at the same time, you have now a level 17 Dark Lady.
as well as a level 14 Bubbles and 13 Fade. So everyone on the Legion team, though, does have a level 2 ultimate. So
Yeah.
there is that positive, kind of, despite all of that.
There's the
Ice
Ice
Brand.
Brand picked up there for, so he's going to have that Frostburn to work with. And I think that's a good starting point, man. I mean, look at his items, almost 500 gold per minute. And if he's able to get a Shrunken Head after this point now, I don't know what can stop him. Like, that's just going to be so much damage. I mean, we know what Dark Ladies can do. And Znui dies.
Bad place to be. What's running up there? I don't know if he's attempting to go ward somewhere or whatnot, but clearly not the place or time to be. And eventually gets picked off. Engineer, going to be the same story. He's going to be jumped in right here. Now he gets the keg stun off. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though, in the end. I thought he might have been able to buy time, but, yeah, he just melted right there as soon as they were able to work with it. So, Ancients, only one there, so Dark Lady not going to really take advantage of that. However, Tempest is in trouble. There goes that jump on Dark Lady. Here comes Initiative from Fate. And look at Tempest just dissolve right there. Lava Surge, tried to hit 2, does hit the 1. Going to use the Steam Bash shortly after. The Hellflower coming out on a Fade, though, instead of Dark Lady. And actually, they both will get away. Not sure about what a Parasite was doing there. And yeah, wow, Slicks gets picked up at the bottom lane. Man, talk about just another swing of momentum here for OTP now all of a sudden.
Yeah. This game is now in their hands.
Yeah.
5,000 experience lead. Gold lead is in favor of SG, but it's pretty minute at only 1,800. And I mean, you're talking about a hard carrying hero in Dark Lady who has the farm and levels that she needs, and good team support now, especially with Fade getting those levels and having that portal key up. And it's very strong. It's a very strong combination.
Yeah. Remember, we're at 30 hero kills at something like 14 minutes into the game earlier on. It was a ridiculous start. It was in favor of Stay Green, and especially with their lamp, it seemed like it was starting to pull away. But you kept your eye on that Dark Lady. She eventually got the Rune Cleaver. Aluna is in a lot of trouble here. It's, again, Parasite is continuing to show that he can get free kills, specifically on that Aluna and Glacius, as he does right there. So good for him, and at least trying to keep those up. But yeah, you said it best. I mean, right now this is in the hands of One Trick Pony at this point when it comes down to it. So big for them, and I still can't believe Xivvy's recovery, man. Really got to give him credit. We obviously give him flack, especially in deserving. I mean, his start was horrid as far as 0-6 and 2, I believe it was at a point when it comes to hero kill stats early on. But man, has he recovered, and now Wretched Haggard a lot of trouble. There goes the opening with the Burning Shadows. In comes Glacier with the freeze, the Shell Surf on top, and the Kelp Field just to absolutely make sure to get the kill. And in the meantime, Fuzi's like, I'm going to go ahead and push a tower.
Yeah, and that was a really smart play by Zibba. He didn't burst out of the invis right there. Just wanted to make sure he got the stun. It was mid-animation of that flash, that blink there from Wretched Hag, so barely able to get that combination, and obviously knew he had the follow-up.
Bubbles again. Parasite jumping in. He Hellflowers Bubbles, but really can't get the follow-up there. And as a result of that, Hellflower it's not the longest cooldown, of course, but it is on cooldown now for about 10 seconds or so. And there was initiation nearby. You got Fade, Bubbles, and Dark Lady all nearby, but they're going to start falling back and continue to farm more. Dark Lady, another 2,900 gold already saved up.
Yeah.
So again, is this the point where she now invest into the Shrunken Head?
Absolutely. Only less than 1,000 gold away from it, too.
Yeah. Again, the GPM showing the fact that she has really taken out 525 gold per minute now. And counting. Tablet of Command on Glacius. Holy crap. Not often you would see that, but he has the gold to invest into a tablet and a bracers. I assume that Znui has really been taking care of the wards, though.
For the most part, yeah.
Compared to his items.
And Archtiger's level 11 too, man. Like that old level 2 is going to do a lot of damage, as we've seen it do earlier in this game as well. Level 1 of Magma's down at the bottom rune.
Look at the damage chart spread, man. That is even if I ever saw a damage chart even.
Yeah.
Between the two teams. Initiation going out for your Dark Lady. Look at Parasite dropping. He tries going to Glacius. That might have saved him, actually. No, it will not. In the end, he still will fall. Bubbles with the counter onto Magmus. The Lava Surge is, of course, on cooldown. He'll portal key away, though. And that'll be the end of that. So, but Dark Lady just tore Parasite apart when he jumped on her or him. So, again, you see the damage output from Dark Lady. She's going to start falling back, and for good reason, because both Magmus and Engineer, they're ready to go in right there. And look to drop her. Hellflower finished on Bubbles now. Fade is going to open onto Tempest. He thought he was going to portal out, but the support is nearby. Can they make this happen? Portal key away from Fade, actually. Not the biggest distance. But if anything, helps save her. Bubbles now going into Wretched Hag. In comes a Tempest. Ultimate gets Dark Lady. Glacius running in. He will get the freeze off in time. Dark Lady will survive. Bubbles, however, picked off in the end, but now the chase is on. Dark Lady ultimate cover of darkness coming off right there. Tempest will fall. We do see Engineer taking a lot of pressure now. Engineer will eventually fall. The mine's going to be put down. Magma's going to be jumped on. Look at Dark Lady tearing Magmas a new one, and Dark Lady is now level 20, 5 levels higher than anyone else in this game. 536 gold per minute. He is just taking over like a Dark Lady can.
That was a really smart play by Fuzi. He knew he could have got a very easy kill onto the Engineer, but wanted to pursue Magmas because he knew the Engineer was going to die anyway. Turned around, got the Taint Soul off on the Magmas as well as the Dark Blade to silence him. He couldn't do anything about it. So, well played by Fuzi. This game is being completely taken over by Dark Lady.
Yeah.
And showing still that Dark Lady is a hero that is very powerful, and he's going to pick up a double damage rune as well.
Ouch.
And it's going to take Kongor pretty quickly as he rushes towards it.
Yeah, he can do it by himself, especially with the Abyssal Skull. I mean, fairly easily even.
Yeah,
you just see Parasite nearby, but yeah, he doesn't even know this is going on. The double damage rune on top, that's just that's just Dark Lady. And you just see how fast Kongor's dying. Ridiculous. So Token of Life going to be picked up on Dark Lady now. On top of that Shrunken Head, on top of everything else.
Kongor goes down.
Stay Green, if you're Stay Green, you got to be frustrated, man, as far as how this game has gone. It seems like you were so in control of it early on, but it is not working out here in the end now. Wretched Act going to be jumped as well. She thought she might have been able to get away, but Fade jumps her, and down she goes again. Maybe a little bit of overkill right there with the Kelpil coming out, but again, they get the kill. Look at that. Slux is already even calling it GG well played. There is the first concede. Is it actually over? I think it is.
Yeah.
Wow. OTP comes back big time in game number 2 after, well, a crazy start, I think is one word to put it, here in game number 2. Just aggression all over the place. We had that 10-minute pause in there as a break, but holy crap.
I believe it was right after that pause, too, if I'm not mistaken, where it started to go crazy. And it fails me what fight it really was.
It was Tempest got caught by Bubbles.
And then, Magmas blinked in, stunned Glacius.
They used everything on Glacius, yeah.
And then they just turned it because they clearly, using all your spells on Glacius was not effective.
Yeah.
Didn't have any, you had your cooldowns available, or not available after doing that, and then OTP just capitalized. And yeah, you saw, literally, he just bought his, like you said, his Rune Cleaver and then 2,700 gold right after that.
Yeah.
And just snowballed, man. I mean, Dark Lady, huge farm, huge damage output.
That was crazy. A lot of fun to watch, though. OTP takes game number 2, and obviously, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we have a third and final game going to be coming up. So the first series today goes 3 games. The second series today going to go 3 games straight off. That's definitely exciting.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys at home are entertained because we have now a final game going to be coming up. Sit tight, guys. It's going to be fun, I am sure. With that said, we are once again going to take a short break here, but game number 3, One Trick Pony taking on Stay Green. Stay tuned.